Seth Priebatsch, Chief Ninja of Scavenger.
Yep.
Seth, welcome to TechCrunch TV.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So Seth, you have a very moderate ambition, don't you? You want to build a $50 billion business.
50 billion is small, actually. I want to go a little bit bigger than that.
How big do you want to go?
I'm not sure exactly how big the numbers behind it are, but sort of the theory is to flip the payment industry on its head a little bit and create a new monetization model for payments that's not interchange, that's not margin, but is actually helping the businesses within the network grow and monetizing off of that growth. So it's theoretically unbounded. It's a, like you said, it's a small concept.
Seth, we're at the Fast Company Innovation Uncensored event, and there's certainly nothing very censorious about you in terms of your ambition. Explain to me how Scavenger is going to, in your words, flip the financial business on its head.
Sure. So we just launched a second product called LevelUp, which at its core is very, very simple. It's a way to pay with your phone, save time, save money. You sign up, you link any credit or debit card you want. It issues you a QR code. You can go to any of now 600, but soon to be 6,000 businesses, pay with your phone, and you save money the first time you go there, you save money as you go back. So as a consumer product, it's really simple. What it does on the back end that's really, really fascinating is that our model for payments is not to charge interchange. It's not to charge on margin. So our effective interchange rate goes down and we pass that on to the businesses, pass the savings on. We're not making any money off of it. And we think that the entire payment industry is going to shift to not charging on margin for putting money through, to not have to pay, so to speak, but instead use the information in payments to help those businesses grow and monetize off a portion of that. And so it's not just LevelUp that's doing that. There are going to be a lot of companies doing that. But that is a theory. What we call interchange zero is going to be a real sort of tidal wave effect that's going to push the payment industry in some ways that I think are great for consumers and great for businesses.
So you call it what? Interchange?
Interchange zero.
Interchange zero would essentially do away then with the traditional credit card industry.
It wouldn't necessarily do away with credit cards. It would do away with how
model.
they make money, the model. It would do away with the payment model.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so the current model is that every time that the merchant currently pays a percentage of the transaction.
Correct, between 2 and 20%, and the merchant pays it, but in the end, you, the consumer, are paying it.
So whether it's the merchant or the consumer, someone's
paying it, yep.
So how are you replacing that? Where is your revenue derived from?
Sure, and so where the revenue gets made in an interchange zero model is that you think of payments sort of as a very rich form of location-based information, kind of like a check-in on steroids. And when you have information and you want some action out of it, the missing link is generally a couple key game mechanics to help create action. In this case, the action being getting more money from the consumer to the business, getting them to come back more often, to spend more, etc. And the monetization model becomes not one of margin, you pay $100, so I take 5, but one of information. You pay $100, I leverage the information in that payment to help you as the business make more money, whether it's through clever loyalty schemes, whether it's through a model of daily deals that actually works. There are lots of opportunities there. But in creating that revenue increase, the payment processing industry gets a portion of that. And it's sort of almost payments as a pay for performance model, as opposed to payments as a margin model.
So social then is central to your model?
Social is important, but actually not central. It's social in the sense that you and the business are engaging one another, but I think for this to really take off, especially for mobile payments to take off, right now there does exist a dichotomy between social and transactions. If you remember Blippi from back in the day, people get very, very nervous when their purchases are going to be tweeted, for example. So what we've done with LevelUp, and what I think a lot of people are rightly making the decision to do, is when you're starting introducing new mechanics, game mechanics, whatever other mechanics you want to talk about, into payments, the experience actually isn't terribly social. You're not sharing your payment information in any way, shape, or form. It's a more engaging payment experience, but it's engaging through game mechanics as opposed to engaging through social mechanics.
Explain what that means.
Sure. So, quick example from LevelUp, not to pimp the product, but there are lots of other companies that do this.
You come on the show to pimp not only your product, but yourself.
Oh, sure. Then, well, then there we go.
You can even put your sunglasses on.
That makes it easy. Yeah, be all classy. So the way LevelUp works is that you sign up for it, you go to a business, and the first time you go to that business, there's actually money waiting for you there. $5, $10, $3 credit.
You mean as a consumer?
As a consumer, yep. So when you sign up, it's in Boston, New York, San Francisco, and Philly only now. It just came out of pilot phase recently. But there's probably across the 600 businesses, a couple $1,000 waiting for you there. Now,
where's that money from, by the way?
It's actually from the business. So it's an incentive that the business puts out to attract new customers. It's sort of an inverted deal.
So it's marketing money?
It's marketing money, exactly. It's new customer attraction.
And is that paid through venture capitalist investment?
No, that's actually the business is putting up that money.
Okay.
We luckily do have a bunch of great VCs, Google Ventures, Balderton, Highland backing us, but we like to spend that money on toys for the office, not on not on other things.
Okay. And sunglasses.
And sunglasses. Yeah, these aren't cheap, So the first time you go to any place, you pay with LevelUp, and that $5 gets subtracted. Never touches your credit card. So if you spent $10, subtracts the 5, only 5 hits your debit or credit card, whatever it happens to be. That's one mechanic. An inverted deal, a more effective way to attract new customers. It ends up being about an 18% discount for a customer attraction, as opposed to the Groupon model, which is 75% roughly on average. Then, as you go back to the merchant, you pay with LevelUp, and there's a simple progression mechanic, so you unlock more savings, basically the more you spend. Simple loyalty program. But it's simple, but because it's embedded in the transaction, it's insanely effective. So we're seeing across the entire LevelUp network that a new customer who gets attracted to a business returns within 30 days 40% of the time. That compares to a Groupon customer attraction mechanism of about 1%. You shrink that down to coffee, lunch, sweets, groceries places you go more often, it becomes 65%. So the amount of marginal revenue that businesses on LevelUp are seeing is on the order of tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, it's really big stuff. And by embedding that into the payment ecosystem, we can monetize off of that to some degree, and both use technology to cut our interchange rate and also eventually escape from interchange entirely, have interchange be zero, not have to pay, and monetize off of the information and motivation and game mechanics in payments.
I'm always incredibly suspicious.
You should be, absolutely.
Of these models which suggest that somehow we can all avoid paying, whether it's the consumer or the merchant.
Well,
Who really pays in your model?
No, so you shouldn't have to avoid paying, right? Consumers absolutely have to pay to get goods from merchants.
No, I understand that, but someone has to pay something to use your service. Where does that money come from?
You shouldn't have to pay. Where we make money is charging off of the information, charging off of value production for the business.
But where does that money come from?
From the business, in the end. The business is going to pay to be able to accept payments in a new way.
What does the business mean? I mean,
So let me walk you through how we make money, and maybe that will help. So we make money in that a business on LevelUp, after 3 months, we charge them $55 a month for basically being able to power the loyalty program, other things that help them make more money. We charge on the part of the product that actually makes them money. Where we want the charging part to get to zero is the actual just moving money back and forth. So right now, what LevelUp pays in interchange is about 2%, so lower than pretty much everyone else out there. We've done some really clever stuff to make our interchange rate go down over time. We don't make any money off of that. We pass that on to the business, so we end up saving the business a bunch of money on interchange. Our interchange rate goes down over time. The businesses don't have to pay, and we monetize off of the second half of the equation, which is actually using the information and appropriate game mechanics to help them make more money. It's a complex concept on the back end, but for consumers it's pretty simple.
And my suspicion is also raised by this idea of using the information.
Sure. The information here is used only in the way that a loyalty program might use your information now to motivate you to come back again and again. It's done in a completely anonymized and sort of professional way, but basically when people get nervous about information, it's sort of information in the Facebook model, where it's going to be shared with absolutely everyone in the world. Here with LevelUp, we're very careful to not have social mechanisms in it, because the information is private between you and the business. It's essentially the information they get when you pay with a credit card, or the information they get if you used any sort of standard loyalty program. It's just better and simpler and more efficient.
And where are you as a company then, in terms of your revenue?
Sure. So we've raised about $20 million so far. We're about 125 people, up from 60 30 days ago. We're doing, I can't give you exact revenue numbers, but I can tell you that our revenue this month is greater than everything we made in all of last year, and last year was in the many millions of dollars already. So it's actually a pretty large.
This month, it's only November the 2nd.
Sorry, well, it's November, correct. What we did in October. I've been on a plane, my bad. So I guess October has already ended. Still, it's good growth. It's about 300% quarter-over-quarter growth for us, off of pretty large numbers. You don't get to hire 120 people with only 20 million raised if you've not got real revenue coming in the door.
So you are essentially the next Groupon, is that fair?
Not even close. No.
What are you the next?
I'm not sure we're the next of anything. I think we're something new. I think Groupon's model is fundamentally flawed. We're all going to see that in the IPO. I think the existing credit card interchange infrastructure is flawed. I think we're going to see that over the next couple of years. We always think about using game mechanics in the real world, and I'm not sure we fit naturally into any bucket of, like Twitter for cats or something like that. We want to be something new, and I think that, right now you should be suspicious. It's very new stuff, but you'll see over the next couple of months when you get a chance to use the product that it's quite fun. It's something different.
So is a $50 billion business, is that cool?
That would be great. I'd love that.
Cool?
Yeah, what's it? It's cool. $1 million isn't cool. $1 billion is cool. $50 billion is cool.
Well, Seth, Priebatsch, on that $50 billion note.
Sure.
Thank you so much for appearing on TechCrunch TV.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.